What's going on, folks? UFC 269 Fight Day live chat. Appreciate you guys stopping by and chilling with your boy. Normally we do 1 p.m. Eastern. I wanted to kick it back a little bit. I was just actually wrapping up one of the tape index updates. So if you guys are a part of the tape index, the UFC 270 tape index should be up there hopefully in the next hour or so. I just sent it off to Newsom, who should be putting it up right now as well. So shout out to everybody there. Second last event of the year. Pay-per-view, obviously a big event tonight. Really looking forward to that. Next week, we have Derek Lewis and Chris Dawkins, and that's the last event of the year. A couple good fights sprinkled on that card as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But then we have, I believe it's 3 straight weeks off. 1, 2, 3, 3 weekends with no UFC, and then we return on January 15th for the Cater and Chikadze card. So try to get as much MMA into your system over the next 2 weeks as you can. I'm sure there's other local promotions. I'm sure Risen is doing like a New Year's show as well, but in terms of the UFC, this is the last 2 that we got going down. So appreciate everybody coming out right now. Again, this stream is for you guys. This stream is for all questions, comments, and concerns regarding this specific card. I want to keep it on topic as much as possible and talk about the 14 fights that we got coming up right now. So if you guys have been living under a shell, obviously, yesterday Alex Perez and Matt Schnell was called off. It was funny because Perez was the one that weighed in 0.25 pounds over, but it was Matt Schnell who had some health issues after he had weighed in. He looked fine on the scale. Honestly, I didn't see anything that was noteworthy of mentioning, and then he didn't even come out of the backstage part of it. If you guys watch the weigh-ins, normally they have like a little hallway they have behind the stage so that they don't have fighters kind of walking past each other whenever they're trying to weigh in, and he just stopped in the back hall area and apparently started throwing up and stuff. So that fight is off, but we still luckily have 14 other bangers coming up. 6 p.m. Eastern is the start time for the fights as well, so don't get caught napping there. All right, let's see what the chat is saying, since that's what we are here for. Shout out to the 40 people that are already in here. Let me just wet the whistle real quick because I'm sure I got a lot of talking that I need to do over the next hour. All right. Let's see, my guy BP in the chat saying happy fight day, Lock. I have 15 units on Cody to beat Kai Car France. Very high on Cody in the spot. I get it. I completely understand, man. He is the much better fighter. If his chin holds up, he cruises in the spot. DT Co saying any particular reason? I'm very high on France. Again, France is a good power puncher, but that's really about it. I think he's kind of been overrated. Good if he has a good stylistic matchup, but Cody Garbrandt is not a good stylistic matchup for him. Again, unless he finds that knockout blow, I don't see him winning a decision in this fight either. Bryce Cunningham saying really like Cruz by decision. Anybody have thoughts on that? Yeah, I have Cruz myself as well. I actually took him by decision too at plus 185. It's useless to pay the money line here. I'm sure we can get a little bit greedy and be fine with it by him winning by decision, considering he hasn't had many finishes on his record, right? I think the last one was against Takeya Mizugaki, and that was after a long waited return for him. And again, Pedro Munoz, very tough to put away. So yeah, I'd be surprised if Cruz wins by anything other than decision, and I'm right there with you as well. Daniel Mofo saying Lock probably taking it up. I took a nice one early this morning. I was just wrapping up the tape index update that I had for my guy Newsom and just sent it off before I jumped on with you guys. Bryce Cunningham, cool. It's scary because you think he'd slow down here soon, but I'm going to ride with Dom until I see it happen again. Munoz is a solid competitor, but don't get me wrong. A lot of his success is pertinent to his leg kicking ability, right? And I feel like he's going to struggle a little bit here to be able to kick the legs of Cruz. That's the main thing. If Pedro can successfully kick and immobilize Cruz, I think Cruz just does what Cruz does, dance around him and gets a decision here. Shout out to my guy, Mateo Garcia, Leo McLaughlin in the chat as well. Appreciate you guys. Everybody in the chat here. Truly appreciate you guys. My guy, Tristan Sherhouse, shout out, saying 2021 flew by. I absolutely agree. It did fly by. There was a ton of there was a a ton of days this year where I felt like it was just all blending together, and I was just starting to forget what day it was. But yeah, 2021 did fly by. Jazz Shergill in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by at night for beautiful parlays to cash. I sure hope so, man. I got a couple of Hail Marys in the can as well that I can't wait to hopefully cash. Leo McLaughlin, when you get a second, can you break down how Ryan Barberena won the decision against Darian Weeks last night? Or last weekend, sorry, Brian Barberena, if you're talking about Brian. I'm trying to remember the fight off the top of my head, but I really don't. From what I remember, it was just mainly damage, right? I thought he deserved that decision, no, without a doubt. I thought he was the one damaging more. I know Weeks landed a takedown or two, but I didn't really do much from top position. Again, you're talking to a stoner here. My memory is not that bad. That's why every week, whenever I have to do breakdowns and stuff, I run through the last 3, 4, 5 fights or however many fights I need to remember what happened in these fights. My memory sucks. I apologize, Leo, but I remember Brian deserving that decision. It wasn't a controversial decision whatsoever, in my opinion. Chris for the love, MMA. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Good luck, everyone, in respect. Been MIA until the new year and finish the house. For sure. Good luck with that. And I'm hoping that it works out to the best. Ryan Grant in the chat. Odds Poirier retires if he wins tonight. I'd be surprised if he retires. I think he defended a couple times. DT Kosin, Tuivasa, Pons in France, my parlay lock. What do you think, Lock? Feel like no one's talking about this Tuivasa matchup, but I love it. I'm actually picking every other fighter there, man. I think Sakai wins as long as he doesn't get knocked out. I think Neil wins, if he hasn't truly slowed up. Again, I think his last 2 fights stylistically were bad matchups for him. But here against Ponzinibbio, he's finally going to get somebody that's going to engage with him in the pocket and engage with him in closer quarters compared to Wonderboy and Neil Magny, who are just doing it from distance. So, yeah, I like Neil. I think Neil even knocks him out, to be honest. And then France, again, France by KO was the look more than anything, right? I think if this goes 15 minutes, I think Garbrandt wins this. And I like Garbrandt quite a bit here as well, man. I hate to be on the opposite side of all 3 of your legs there, brother, but you want an honest opinion from my guy. Again, I see win conditions for all 3 of these guys. Don't get me wrong. But personally, I'm predicting the other side. Martin's saying Martin to knock him out. I believe so. Kyle Davis, Car France live tonight for a knockout, possibly. That's really about it. By the way, Kyle Davis, I love those J's that you got in the in your profile picture there. I have the similar shadow ones, black and gray. Again, I'm just getting into the sneaker game, so don't hate on me too much for calling them what they're not supposed to be called. Daniel Mofo saying, what you think of Cashware's improvements against Mazzani? There were no improvements. It was just Mazzani gassed out, bro. Mazzani just couldn't keep up that game plan that she needed to, which was to get the takedown and really just grind her out. And she did it successfully for about 6 minutes. And then she started to gas. And we saw Cashware, just her durability and her cardio hold up a lot more than Mazzani, and she was able to get her out of there. So I don't think there were many improvements. I just think that she is a zombie. Like, I think her nickname is Zombie Girl, right? That's just all she is. If you can't put her away, she's going to keep coming forward. I think that Robertson will be able to choke her out tonight, though. Kung Dao is saying, was your lock and night for this card cost out Poirier fight doesn't go to decision? Yeah. That's all I'll say. Again, I'm keeping my for the next 2 events, I'm keeping my picks behind either the Patreon, Bet MMA, or even my website. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of a fuck you to all the haters and shit that been waiting to see my plays. Fuck those guys. Either way, Mateo Garcia. Let's hope Keith P isn't reffing the Silver Right fight. I agree. Yeah, exactly, Surain. I agree with all 3 of those as well. Cody should beat France, but cutting weight, that chin, yeah, that's a little bit of a concern for sure. A lot of close fights. Yeah, who you like more, Munoz or Anders? I'm on the Anders side, but I have no bet there. I think it's going to be a sloppy fight. I think the best bet there is actually the over 1.5. And shout out to my guy Jeremy Kennedy, who I had on the show last night, who actually brought that up. I'm not sure why I overlooked that at all, but I do think that's a solid spot. Is the over 1.5. Gower's in the chat. Saying sup, Lock. Let's get some back tonight. Yes, sir. I got Cruz, Blanchfield, Munez, Oliveira, Pons, and Jillian. I'm against a couple of those there, not from a betting perspective, but in terms of a predictions perspective. But yeah, good luck, my brother. Chris saying I love Dustin, but considering a bet on Charles tonight, just a little bit, just a little more well-rounded, and his striking has improved. It's Charles or layoff for me. Fight doesn't go to decision. That's all I got there. That's all I got. Um, Killer G saying if you start hearing the "Ooh vamos hey" chant when Poirier comes out, you're welcome. May get jumped, but it will be all worth it. Good luck on my card. I know my guy Killer is out there in Vegas right now and going to be enjoying the card tonight. So have fun, my man. Hopefully you cash some tickets as well. I apologize, guys. I am going to skip over a couple of the comments so I can get to the live here. I'll try to grab any questions here that I feel like I haven't touched on already. Steve for Price saying Muniz or Maverick. I mean, who is a better lock? I'm actually picking against both of them, man. I would trust sketchy matchups on both sides. I would trust Munoz a little bit more than Maverick. Small World saying when Cruz was fighting Kenny, everybody said he wouldn't win. I said Cruz would win. There were sketchy moments in that fight for him as well. He is not Aldo level. Munoz wins. Interesting. We'll see. Again, I think it's a good stylistic matchup for him, but we'll see how it plays out. Dalton saying, "What's up, Lock? Any chance Wright wins decision? He hasn't used wrestling lately, but tonight he might need to." There is a small possibility of that. You know, what I mean, I feel like if Wright comes in with a proper game plan, he would look to ground this fight and kind of just grind out Silva from on top. But I'd be surprised if he takes it. To be honest, I think he trusts his striking, his speed, and his explosiveness, just as he has over in plenty of fights now. But the path is there. The wrestling path is there, considering what we've been seeing from Bruno Silva. Will Wright do it? I just don't know. Tony X saying Robertson getting upset. Could happen. Personally, I took the fight. Doesn't go to decision there, so I like that. Matthew Moore right by KO. I think the line is a little bit wide. I agree, man. I think everybody is just still on that, super fade Jordan Wright train. And again, I think we got to give the guy a little bit more respect. The line is absurd. Even the money line is absurd, in my opinion. Yes, Bruno Silva should win, but I think the possibility of both of these guys knocking each other out is high. But I am on the Silva side. I will say that. I'm more so on the fight doesn't go to decision side. Let's say that. Does Wright have any chance? Yes, I do believe he has a chance. I do have him in one of my DK lineups as well. I'll throw that. Thank you, Better, for breaking down that Barberena matchup. Schnell versus Perez is off. Granite Traction, what are the fighters to target? I think what is to target here is a lot of the fight doesn't go to decisions. So the main event, Paiva and O'Malley, Silva and Wright, Costa and Kelly, Robertson, Cachoeira. I think all of those you can target as fight doesn't go to decision spots. Meaning we'll more than likely see a knockout or a submission. Yeah, Sean V is absolutely on the head here. Wright is way underpriced for his upside on DK. I agree. Okay, saying you still think Maverick going to lose after weight and face off? Absolutely. Those don't really sway me too much. Physicality is the main thing here that could play in Maverick's favor, but I think that Blanchfield is talented enough to kind of nullify the strength advantage that she's going to have here. Josh Sergio saying usually you ended off with this, but I'm gonna start it off. Under 2.5 Robertson, under 2.5 Oliveira, under 2.5 O'Malley, under 4.5 Pena, under 2.5 Wright. Also sprinkle Wright round 1 plus 1,000, under 2.5 Cody. I like those all. I do like those all. The only one I have a little bit, excuse me, of a qualm with is that Cody fight. I could see that going 15. Austin Johnson saying Wright Silva goes to distance. Everybody seems to be on the under. He's just wondering. I'd be surprised, man, considering how much knockout power both these guys possess. I'd be surprised if it goes the distance, and I'd also be surprised if it turns into one of those sorry yeah, sorry, something was just playing in my headphones. That was weird. Yeah, any shot the fight goes to decision for Silva, right? I don't think so, man. I'd be surprised if either of these guys just stare at each other and respect to each other too much to throw. My guy Zach Johnson here saying you really have no locks for these last two, even though you haven't hit 3-0. I do have a lock of the night play for tonight. I will more than likely have one for next week. I'm just not releasing it to the public. for the next 2 weeks, just to end off the year. Give a little bit more thanks to my Patreon guys over there and stuff. Love you, Zach. Buffo is saying, I seen Emmett say in an interview he's looking for a double bonus, meaning a war for first 2 rounds and finding a KO with around a minute left in third. So I got a bet on Emmett in round 3 at plus 1200. It never really plays out that way, right? Let's see. It never really plays out that way. Good luck if it does, though. Dylan saying, Anik had a pair of sick black gray high tops at the weigh-ins yesterday. Hope he caught those. I got to check those out. It might be the same ones that I have. Belt better saying Pons is his most exposure. I could see that. Derek, you think Cody's chin will hold up with the weight cut? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not putting any like lock of the night type money on it. Uribe saying, hey, lock, Poirier KO, like it. Nunes inside the distance, like it. O'Malley KO, like it. Garbrandt moneyline, like it. Cruz decision, like it. Neil moneyline, like it. I like it all. Again, it's risky considering how many legs there are there, but I like every single one of those spots there, brother. Good luck. Martin O'Dwyer saying, shout out Ireland, watch your channel every week. Shout out Ireland. Appreciate you guys for sure. Leo McLaughlin's saying, how do you avoid personally fading a guy who handed you a bad beat in the past? You got to take emotion out of it as much as possible, man. And that includes having bad beats in the past. It happens. It happens, but you got to be disciplined enough. You got to separate yourself from that and be like, okay, was it a bad beat? Can I still make money off this guy? Or have you repeatedly gone to bad beats with this guy and you should just avoid his fights at all times? That's kind of the way that I look at it. Yeah, Jazz should go just with the nail on the head here as well. If fight doesn't go to decision, it will end the curse of main events that have gone to a decision over the last several months. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Lucas saying about to take the over on significant strikes for Poirier and Garbrandt at 52.5 and 47.5. What do you think? I like them both. I like them both. Mateo Garcia with a gem right here. Jordan Wright by submission. Not a bad side either. Small World Lifters saying, Lock, I am considering a Blanchfield bet. Is there any chance she gets a sub or a KO? Something is keeping me off decision prop, but not sure why. Possibility she can find a submission. KO, I'd be a little bit surprised. Maverick seems quite durable. I just think even taking her money line, man, money line around plus 110, plus 120, you got a good enough squeeze there, in my opinion. Okay, saying you still think Maverick will lose after the weigh-in and face-off. If you base your picks on weigh-ins and face-offs strictly, and you have that as like the defining moment as to why you're going to pick one side or the other, I just don't think that's the way to go, man. I really don't think so. Again, if you're confident on Maverick, by all means, again, she has a good shot to win this fight. I'm still picking Blanchfield. Again, no huge confidence to the point where I'm like putting tons of money on her. But again, you guys come to me for a side, a prediction. I'm going to give you my side or prediction. Derek saying every time Ryan Hall does an Eminari roll, you take a shot. You're not even going to make it to the 4th or 5th fight. DXJC thoughts on a parlay of the under 1.5 and Costa Kelly and under 1.5 and right. So I like them. Personally, I have a straight play at plus 110 on the under 1.5 on Costa Kelly. About better saying they did some horrible matchmaking with Blanchfield Maverick. Yeah, they did the same thing with Maverick last time with Barber, right? There's so many other like older women that they can put them up against. Stop putting prospects up against prospects. Mikey Sports in the chat saying Sika sucks with those limits. I was kind of surprised. Again, I think they're more parlay based than anything, but yeah. Ric Flair saying Neo by counter KO. Pawn seemed pretty slow last fight. I see it happening, man. I really see him putting him down and putting him out. BP, you agree that everyone just picking Zombie Girl for the sake of it? I see a lot of people comparing Jillian to Gina. I don't see it. Jillian doesn't spam takedowns; she hides them and then shoots. Um, I think the difference between Jillian and Gina is the cardio, man. Gina has a horrible gas tank, absolute dog shit gas tank. If you guys remember her fight against Lena Landsberg, she threw up between round 2 and 3. They actually had to give her a bucket. But yeah, no, I think Jillian lands takedowns here, and I think she has a much better jiu-jitsu game than Mazzani as well, and I think she'll be able to end up catching a submission here. Doughboy and Nasty saying best dog on DraftKings for you. As somebody mentioned it early, man, Jordan Wright is very underpriced here, and he has high upside, especially if he gets that knockout. So I do have a little bit of Jordan Wright in my lineups. And DXJC saying if Wright Silva goes the way of Ngannou Lewis and Walker Santos, I'll never try to understand MMA again. I agree, man. I lost on both of those bets as well. Yeah, I'd be surprised if this one goes. My guy Nick Lost West with the $10 donation. Appreciate you stopping by and love my guy. He's saying Emmett Munoz, Garbrandt and Poirier plus 795. I like all those except the Munoz leg. I'm on cruise there, but good luck, my guy. About better saying Jillian has no killer mentality. I disagree in terms of when she gets fights to the ground, she's looking for the kill. She's looking for submissions. She's a submission over position kind of girl. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Doing my best to catch up here. You guys are absolutely killing the live chat. I love it. 130 live viewers in here. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. I am very close to hitting that 5,000 subscriber milestone on YouTube, and that would be a huge thing for me. Really hope to hit that before the end of the year. I think we're only about 30 or 40 subscribers away from that. So if you guys have not already, please do help your boy out. That would be pretty dope. All right. Yeah, BP. Jillian is a killer on the mat. That's a fucking fact. I agree. Matthew Chalk saying, I like Santiago Vernil. I'll always lean kickboxer over a guy who only boxes. True, but when that kickboxer, in my opinion, overextends a little bit too much, I think he's going to pay for it here. We'll see how that goes. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ponzinibbio actually have like a kick heavy game plan either. You know, I mean, I feel like if he can nullify Neil's movement and explosiveness, he could possibly do that by kicking the legs here. He did it to Neil Magny a couple years ago. Maybe he tries to do it to Neil here as well. Sage Lawrence, shout out to my guy Sage. Nice to see you in the chat again, my brother. I'm surprised you're not taking a shot on Paiva here. I feel like this matchup favors him, and odds are all public bias. Yeah, well, I know why you're saying that because I had Paiva in the Phillips matchup in cash there, but I tried finding a reason, man. But he is so goddamn hittable that I feel like O'Malley is going to be able to walk him onto a KO shot of some sort. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning at. If I'm making any bet for that fight, which I'm not, it would be the O'Malley KO around even money. Chris Grieve in the chat, appreciate you stopping by. He's saying I'm playing Cashware in at least 5 or 6 lineups. Both women are low level, in my opinion. Robertson reminds me of a poor man's Ronda Rousey. I think she's a more, again, she's so aggressive on the mat. I really like that about her, to be honest. Walla Walla stopping by saying best way to play Oliveira, TKO or sub. I'd say sub plus 200. TKO isn't a bad possibility, but I feel he'll be one of those guys that even if he drops Poirier here, he'll probably go for the neck. I know he TKO'd Michael Chandler, but I feel like Poirier will be a little bit tougher to put away, so a submission would be more recommended. But again, just take it inside the distance, bro. Oliveira inside the distance. Let's not get too greedy. I think you're still getting a little bit of plus money on that. Robot Chicken Wings, Cody can win a decision. Absolutely. Bon Qui saying people look too much into reach. It means nothing unless the fighter can utilize it. Yes, that exactly. You got to see how they utilize that reach advantage. Um, just trying to catch up right here. Robot Chicken Wings, right lock. If weigh in and face off always tell the fight, Scooter Level would be undefeated in knockdown. Exactly. Tony's saying Robertson isn't knocking anybody out. TKO, man, ground and pound. Ground and pound is absolutely a possibility. Choke or TKO on the ground if she gets a dominant position, not on the feet. I know my guy Jazz is not meaning by on the feet. GNP is absolutely possible. Mm. Yeah, DXGC. How'd she get away with puking in a bucket? I thought that was an automatic TKO. This was a while ago, man. She was like straight dry heaving into a bucket. If you guys remember that, just go back and watch it. She looked bad. Steve, who am I picking, Neil or Pons? I'm on the Neil side here. SIE Fueled Mountaineer, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Sakai is my biggest play by far. Tuivasa isn't that good. Plain and simple, I agree. It's one of those. Um, it's one of those. Fuck, what am I talking about? One of those KO or bust situations for Tuivasa, in my opinion. About better saying I just hit 100. Yeah, show my guy some love. About better, check him out on YouTube. He's always a supporter of the streams and the show. Zach Johnson saying ice cold. Yeah, your boy been ice cold the last little bit, but hopefully that turns around this week. Gordon Momon, appreciate you stopping by. What's going on? Okay, saying my 8 unit Cheyenne bet case cashed. I went all in on Maverick O'Malley Nunes parlay thoughts. I think Blanchfield wins. That's a close fight, but I like the other two. DXJC Tuivasa is definitely get a ton of unwarranted hype based on 3 first-round KOs in a row over one fraud, one nobody, and one washed old man. I get it. Damn, you're thinking just like my brother. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you stopping by as always, Sage. Um, ba- 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 ba. You guys are killing it in the chat again. I apologize if I'm skipping over a couple of your questions. I'm doing my best to catch up with the live questions here. Walla Walla saying no luck. That's literally the bet. TKO or sub plus 185 ish. Better number than inside the distance. Okay, even better than I apologize. I thought you meant TKO was plus 185, sub was plus 200. Yeah, no, I like that. I like it. I like it. Yeah, good point here from Bufo on the beat. However, I just think that like both of these women are 115ers, right? They're or sorry, they're actually I believe this is flyweight, right? Why can't I hold on, let me I feel like this is flyweight. I just want to confirm that. Yeah, it is flyweight. They're both 125ers compared to, Godinez, who was a 115er, and Carolina, who was a 125er. Could even be a 135er if she wanted to, right? Um, I feel like I'm getting all my women's divisions mixed up right now. I apologize. But yeah, I think that the very poor takedown defense of Cachoeira is going to show itself here. Alex Weber saying Shadow One is the correct name for the Jordans you described. Thank you, brother. I think those are the ones that I have. Bunkwiki is saying he's on Kelly. I like Kelly round 2 and round 3. Costa round 1, but fight doesn't go to decision all in all. I think Kelly strangles him if he gets past round 1. DTCO saying that DUI doesn't affect your view on that fight at all. No, I think if it was worse, he wouldn't be fighting. I really don't think it was that bad. It's the fights start in about 3.5 hours. Rick Flair saying, isn't Cachoeira facing a domestic assault? I think I heard about that too. Yeah, I do like that. Not like that, but sorry, I did hear that. That's what I meant. Pat's Victory saying, how do you like Neopon's fight? Doesn't go to decision -185. I'm going to stay off of it myself. Like, that seems like a pretty good spot considering that both these guys are crazy good strikers with good knockout power. But it could turn out to be one of those where they just keep fucking near finishing each other, but if they don't finish each other. I'd personally want a better number myself if I'm going to take that shot there. But I could see it going the full 15 sorry, yeah, full 15. I think if somebody does get the knockout, it's probably the Neo side. I'd rather take Neil KO than take the -185 on that fight doesn't go to decision. Steve saying Sean round 2 or round 3. I think it happens round 1, man. Considering how hittable Paiva is, God. Liam Allen, anything to add to Cruz decision? Plus 185 is already nice, man. I think that's a great line. I think he wins. Again, there's a lot of guys that I respected are on the other side, but I'm sticking firm with my perspective here. I think that this is a great matchup for Cruz. Alex Pursu saying, is Minor worth a DK tournament flyer? I don't know, man. There's other underdogs that I would trust a little bit more than him. Tony X saying, thoughts on Kelly Costa? Yeah, I just went over it. Costa earlier, Kelly late. Pretty simple. I think Costa, personally, I'm predicting Costa starches him in round 1. I'm seeing this narrative that, Kelly's never been fierce. The guy's had 8 fucking fights. Come on. He's had 8 fights. Let's not say that he's unfinishable just because he hasn't been finished in 8 fights. Costa's a very dynamic striker. He could finish him. But again, if he doesn't, then I think Kelly strangles Costa in round 2 or round 3, man. Costa's gas tank is not good. Say what you want about coming in with a more measured approach, but Kelly's not going to allow him to breathe, man. Kelly's been in some wars. He's been pushing for the entire time. I think he sees that quit in Costa, and I think he's going to bring it out of him if he gets out of that first round. Rockwell saying Kraus cornering Minner, liking the underdog. He cornered him against Darren Elkins as well. That's all I want to say. I love Kraus. That's my guy. Mateo saying, Lock, just a heads up. I have the optimal lineup on DK. Good luck, man. I hope to see you at the top of the leaderboard there then. Pretty much caught up to the live chat here. Hell yeah. All right, let's see what's here. Joshua Frick, Lock, who's your favorite dogs on DK? Again, I think Jordan Wright, very underpriced considering the upside that he has. Let me just pull up let me just quickly pull up the salaries here for you guys. Jordan Wright, Cashore, obviously she has knockout potential. Kelly, I think, is a good underdog as well, especially if he gets out of that first round. Ige could be a decent underdog as well. Oliveira, obviously a high upside there for finishing. Jeff Neal, possible finishing opportunity for him as well. Yeah, those are some of the dogs I like. I'd avoid the Cruz and Munoz fight. That seems like the easiest one to pass on, considering from a DraftKings perspective. DXJC, what are we looking at for the Toros parlay this week? I'm going to be doing it closer, probably in about 10 minutes, closer to the end of the stream. That's when I'll drop at DXJC. Again, appreciate the love and support as always. Evo stuff is saying everything in my subconscious and gut is telling me Charles is doing it tonight, but I'll come clown myself next week if I'm wrong. Again, as long as there's a finish in that fight, I'm happy. Alex Perso, I believe I just answered that question, brother. Hopefully it was good enough for you. John saying, yeah, I might put a penny on Kelly by sub. His BJJ is insane. Yeah, I think it's worth it, man. I really think that it's worth a shot. Let me see what the odds are here. Kelly by submission is plus 575. Not bad. Even him round 2 plus 875. Him round 3 plus 1575. A ton of value on those spots as well if he can get out of that first round. Kung Dao Chicken, you think Kelly driving 24 hours will affect him? I'm hoping he had somebody else drive for him, but I don't think it will, man. I don't think it'll be too big of a reasoning as to why he would lose this fight. DXGC, Tony Kelly has lost by finish at least 3 times during his amateur career, according to Sherdog. However, those were fights from about a decade ago. Exactly. Sean V saying Kelly has a shoulder injury too. That's something interesting to consider for this as well. UFC betting boss Emmett on a DK sleeper pick, possibly, man. He could find the knockout. Obviously, he has the upside for output as well. Maybe a couple takedowns. Could be a sleeper pick. Jorge Romero saying, "Did you go over Randy Costa? What do you think about this matchup?" Again, him early, Kelly late. Somebody's going to sleep. Somebody's getting finished. Alex Purse is saying, "Oh my God, you're talking me into a Jordan right lineup." Again, that's what DraftKings. That's why DraftKings is interesting, right? Like, if there is an upside, they could absolutely fuck up the slate. I'm sure there's a ton of people that are taking Bruno Silva as well, right? He should win. That's my prediction: is Bruno Silva round 1 KO. But if Jordan Wright fucks shit up, high upside there with a possible knockout of his own or even finish of his own. K Diz 11 saying there's no specialized game plan you need for Elkins though. Gotta think Cross has been telling Minner to avoid the ground at all costs, and without grappling, Minner's cardio should be fine. I'll say this. I texted Kraus about it, and the only thing he said is I had to throw everything I know about coaching out the window for this matchup. Whatever that means is what it means. I'm looking forward to it. Don't panic, artist saying, "Lock my man. Been a while since I could listen to your stream, but all luck to you, my guy. I hope you win plus 100 units so you can buy another car. Good luck. Appreciate the love, my guy." Aiden Samo, what's the odds O'Malley by decision? I think it's like plus 200-ish. Again, not a bad look. I'm seeing a lot of people going with that just because the Chris Moutinho fight, but like, again, some days the chin shows up, some days it doesn't. Yeah, Bon Kui Kui with a good look here, saying Cross was yelling at Miller to not pull guillotine. Miller didn't listen to anything Cross said, and they got him finished because of it. Exactly. Devish from India, 1 a.m. currently over there. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Sat Sri Akal. Mateo Garcia, what are the odds you go drink with Ty, Genio, and Keith after the fights? Uh yeah, I'd say that's a big favorite. Somebody's getting fucked up, and it's going to be one of those guys. Santiago over Neil. I got Neil personally. Alexander Ryan saying Kelly round 3 KO plus 3,500. Even look at the submission, man. I could see him taking this fight to the ground and looking to strangle Randy Costa there. I would rather take just round 3 straight up at plus 15, whatever it was. I think that's great. Um, DXJC, you think we're going to see a lot of finishes tonight? I personally find myself leaning towards more unders than overs today. Yeah, me too, man. I remember tweeting earlier this week. I had at least 5 couldn't miss, unders and fight doesn't go to the decision parlays. Since then, I've kind of backpedaled on how confident I am on every single one of them. But here, let me just count for you guys: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 possible 9 unders, and fight doesn't go to decisions hit tonight. Dab Father in the house. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Cash bag saying 5K on Silva by KO. Remember, I told you last time against Sanchez, running it back. There you go. Good luck, my guy. Evo Steph will Ryan finally shoot for an actual takedown and trips and not die for ankles all night. Find out on tonight's episode. Exactly. Boxing plug, Dave. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Lock for the night over 6 tacos. Let's go. Mexican food sounds good right now, man. It does sound good. I'll say that. Urso Mo and Becky, appreciate you stopping by. Liam Allen, Maverick Moneyline. I actually like the Blanchfield side there. About Better Lock Tonight is a sound capper and gambler. We are fortunate he works hard and shares a lot of his information here for free. Yes, sir. Appreciate the love, my guy. Again, I may have a Patreon page, but everything that you want to hear from me in terms of breakdowns for every single fight is free on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it, brother. Evil stuff saying, "Man, you're really fitting Costa." Again, personally, my money is on the unders in this fight. I don't have no money on anything else. I might poke Kelly round 3, but under 1.5, fight doesn't go to decision. That's where my money's at for this fight. Yeah, we're talking about Derek Minner at the end of the day. Not really a guy. Personally, that matchup, all in all, Not trusting it, man. I don't really want to touch that at all. Even the Gabby Garcia parlay that I dropped to my Patreon members yesterday, I kept that fight off of it. I don't want to lose this fucking Gabby Garcia parlay just because of the Minner and Hall fight. PG saying I think Minner decision at 5 and plus 420, I believe that is a steel lock. Do you agree? Do you disagree? That gas tank, man. Again, in the Charles Rosa fight, yeah, you won by decision, but that's because he was able to lay on top of Charles Rosa without much resistance. And he still looked a little bit tired at the end of that. When you got a guy like Ryan Hall coming for you, again, I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one. Kung Dao Chicken, who's the biggest apple pie share tonight? It could be Silva, man. It really could be Bruno Silva. I'm looking at other spots, pretty tightly lined fights throughout the card, but man, Bruno Silva could be that guy. I would rather take the inside the distance there. Raul was like Oliveira or Oliveira. I love it. I love it. I love it. 230 live viewers now as well. Shout out to every single one of you guys. I'm here for the next 20 minutes. Again, taking all questions and comments that I can get to. The least I ask in return, hit that like, hit that subscribe, show the other folks that this is one of the live streams that they should be taking part in as well. Appreciate you guys. Thoughts on Pedro Munoz moving down to 125 if he loses to Cruz tonight? Dude's tiny. He's got the frame for it. I agree. I think the main thing that will bite him down there is going to be the speed, because even at 135 pounds, he's not that fast, right? He's plodding. He moves forward, throws big bombs. A lot of guys are able to get out of the way sometimes. I think that would be the only detriment to him moving down to 125 pounds. In terms of frame, though, you are bang on the money, my brother. He looks like he has a 125-pound frame. And Defesh saying, "Why are you wearing Joe Rogan?" Hey, I'm gonna say this now. I was a fan of, well, have been a fan of Joe Rogan for as long as I want. My girl actually got me this for Christmas one time. I like the shirt. Again, I like classic Joe Rogan. I haven't been listening too much of him recently. I know there's a lot of polarizing things he's been saying. I just don't give a fuck. I don't pay attention to it. Um, Corey Barker saying, "What's your bet? What's the bet you're most confident in on this card?" A couple fight doesn't go to decision plays, man. I like the Kelly Costa fight doesn't go to decision, as well as the Poirier Oliveira fight doesn't go to decision. That's really about it. Confidence, I won't lie, is a little bit shaking considering the little bit of a cold streak that I've been on. So I'm hoping that I'm able to turn around tonight. Matt Reed saying, "Do you think Cody size will be too much for Kai Car fans?" I don't think that'll have too much to do in this fight, considering that I expect it to be a striking battle. I'd be surprised if we see Cody go out there and try to wrestle Kai Car France. So if that's the case, I don't think that size will really come into play too much. Mixer X, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Major syndicates hit Olives hard. This is reminiscent of the Bunston steam when Till had a hidden injury and his camp snitched him out. I haven't heard anything though, so possible just normal steam. It's a close fight, man. Again, I think that money line is hella volatile. I'm just hitting some of the unders there and just calling it a day. That's it. Evo Steph, pretty sure Giannis found Costa's liver at the end of the first. I also think that Costa just slowed down, man. Just watch every single one of his fights. If he doesn't knock you out early, slows down. Uncertainty is saying, do you think Garbrandt is going to knock out again because he has no chin? I don't think so, man. I'm taking Garbrandt, but yeah. I think he stays away from the knockouts here, and he goes for wins a decision there. Or someone, Becky, have you ever heard of anyone hitting a full card parlay like 15 fights? I've hit a couple, like full card. It's been a while, but I've hit it on at least 3 or 4 cards over the last couple of years. But the spots that I like are the multi-event parlays. Like when you take a couple from each event, if they have odds out for multiple events, putting those together, I've hit a couple more of those than anything. Matthew Moore is saying, I feel like Neil might be a little overlooked because of his personal problems. I remember when everyone faded Agapova and she killed it. Yes, exactly. Not to mention, again, they're saying, 2-fight losing streak. He's not as good as we remember him to be or think he was. That's all bullshit. Bullshit. Bad stylistic matchups from last time around here against Ponzinibbio. I feel like it's more in his wheelhouse. Steve Perez, let's get some more likes for my guy Lock the Night. Yes, that would be greatly appreciated. Let me see. We got 242 live viewers right now, and we're sitting at 59 likes. Come on, folks. Help your boy out. Help your boy out. George Menexopolis is saying plus 320 for Cody by decision is a nice line if Cody had a half a brain and wrestled here. Even if he didn't wrestle, man, I feel like if he stays on the outside and just moves in and out as best as possible, I think he's the better technical striker, and I think he can outpoint Kaya on the feet as well. Evil Steph saying subscribe, bitches. Yes, thank you. Again, the only thing that concerns me about Cody is will that weight cut affect his chin? And if he gets hit clean enough, will he go out? Devesh saying Cody, Cruz, and Sean plus 400 on Betway. What do you say? Yeah, I like all three of those. Good luck, brother. Demi Dorma saying who you got between Evloev and Poirier. I lean, man, I don't lean either side there. I like both those guys. I don't even want to think about that, honestly. I'm a bigger fan of Evloev. I will say this. I've been following Poirier since way back and have been pretty high on him. Yeah, I want to keep it on this card tonight, though, brother. I appreciate the love regardless. Joshua Frick saying lock thoughts on fading the Poirier fight tonight on DK for a GPP. I think there's a finish on either side there, man. I could see it actually ended up as an optimal lineup, including one of those fighters. So I wouldn't fade it. Personally. My guy Acai Fuel Mountaineer is saying I had a flight booked to Vegas today and was planning on going to the fights, but hotels in December are so expensive. Yeah, I would stay away from that. I'll drop the totals parlay for you guys in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. K Diz saying I stopped listening to Jerry when he went to Spotify. Yeah, that's where I noticed I stopped listening to him as much. Unless he had a guest on that I really wanted to listen to, I just stopped listening to him as much. I just have a bunch of comedy podcasts I listen to now, and that takes up more than enough of my time. Ryan Kroon saying, just noticed the Circus Sports ad just signed up and I highly recommend it if you have access. Their odds can't be beat. Yes. Shout out to Circus Sports. I actually got this from the Circus Sports Hotel when I was out there. Shout out to my guy, Nick Kalikas, world-renowned odds maker. Gave me a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at their operations there. So that was pretty cool. And then he hooked me up with some gear as well. So that was fun. My guy Matt 420 saying I'm smoking Super Lemon Haze. It's one of my favorite weed strains. Getting high and watching fights is the best. I'll be right there with you. As soon as I hop off the stream, that is exactly the plan. OG TV Live saying I got you, thumbs up. Yes, appreciate it. Let's see if how many of you answered that call to action. Look at that. We got over 30 something more likes after I said that. So you can't say call to actions don't work. Hit you. Love you guys. All right. Tony saying, "What's your favorite strain?" Nothing like a good GMO. Fuck, I forgot it. My wife actually just grabbed something recently that like fucked me up bad. It was some of the stuff that we grabbed from the government here, the OCS, and yeah, that shit fucked me up hard. I can't remember what it is. It was from that spinach brand. If you guys know what spinach is, I think it was like OG lemon cookies or some shit like that. Fucked my day up. One thing I actually want to do here, for those of you that I missed it, since we have about 300 live viewers in here, I announced a new podcast I'm going to be doing with one of my very good friends. So I'm just going to play the teaser video for you guys here because I love it so much. I've watched this teaser video time and time again, and I love it every single time. So I want to play it for you guys one more time for anybody that did miss out on the announcement throughout the week. Here you guys go. There you guys have it. Deadlock podcast coming in the new year. Me and Clint are going to be doing kind of a talk show-ish type of podcast. Throughout the week, we talk so much betting that anytime we get together, all we do is talk MMA. So, yeah, we're going to have a 1 hour bi-weekly podcast live for you guys where we just talk shit about whatever's going on in MMA at that time. And we have some pretty cool and fun segments that we have lined up as well that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully, you guys are able to swing on by. All right. Let's get into the totals parlay here. I got less than 10 minutes with you guys. So let me put together a totals parlay since that is kind of the main thing a lot of people have looked forward to on this stream itself. So get your pens and papers ready, or even just get your bookie up. Let's go with the totals here. So I'm going to go under 2.5 in Robertson Cachoeira. If you have access to the under 2.5 for Costa Kelly, I'd suggest that. Otherwise, under 1.5, I think is fine. Uh, I'm going to skip out on Minor Hall. Excuse me. Um, let's go over 1.5 for Anders Muniz. Let's go under 1.5 for Wright Silva. Let's go over 1.5 Sakai Tuivasa. Over 2.5 Munoz Cruz. Under 2.5 for O'Malley Paiva. Over 2.5 for Cara France and Garbrandt. Over 1.5 for Neal and Ponzinibbio. And I think that will be more than enough. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 legger right there. If you wanted to make it a little bit safer in a sense, I guess you could take out the France, Garbrandt, and Paiva O'Malley legs. Otherwise, I think everything else hopefully hits. On my bookie here, I'm getting plus 10,174 odds. So I'm putting $50 to win 5 grand. Let's see if that works out. There's your over under parlay. So once again, Cashware Robertson under 2.5, Kelly Costa under 1.5, Anders Munoz over 1.5, Wright Silva under 1.5, Sakai Tuivasa over 1.5, Munoz Cruz over 2.5, Paiva O'Malley under 2.5, Car France Garbrandt over 2.5, and Jeff Neal Santiago Ponzinibbio over 1.5. Again, risky as fuck, but that's what you guys like. All right, let's see what the last couple questions are here, and then I'm going to get out of here within the next 5 to 6 minutes. Elsjad, the fights start in 3 hours, so you still got time. Joshua Lazar, it's going to be every other Wednesday, so bi-weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern, starting on January 5th. The 90s saying, I love the deadlock logo. It looks like gang from South Central. I need a hoodie. Yeah. I know the merch is going to be absolute fire once we actually start dropping them. Yeah. No plans for it yet. Hopefully, maybe a couple months into it, once we get a little bit of a following, we'll drop some merch. But I know you guys will really love it. Nicholas Lim saying, if you do DFS, who scores higher, Costa or Munez in a win? I think if they both win, they get finishes. But I think that Costas will possibly come earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna go Costa there. Sean D saying, lock in Clintus Maximus Pod, the two chillers in the game. Appreciate it. Yeah, every time I do his show where he does mine, man, I just see people hounding me over and over again saying they love the chemistry that we have. We should do another show together. So luckily we were able to work it out, and here we are. Let's see. You guys are killing it in the chat, and I truly appreciate it. Sakai tie over. Yeah, that's what I got. The line is over 1.5, and it's at minus 160. Mr. Guy saying you should box Matt Allen. Why do I want to box him? Those are my guys. Bet with Goat is saying Nunez minus 250 lock of the night. That's funny. Joshua Frick weight miss helps Cashware a bit. It does a bit, but I just don't think that it's going to stop too many takedowns here. I don't think that Robertson is going to need more than 2 or 3 takedowns to find a finish anyway. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Nick Rodriguez, our girl Jillian by first round sub. Yeah, I think that's the one. Picks are either on the Patreon or on Bet MMA Tips. That's how I'm going to be doing them for the next 2 weeks. Again, I normally only do it when I'm on a 3-fight winning streak, but considering some of the bullshit that I've been seeing out there about your boy, I'm gonna just leave it to the people that truly ride with your boy. So I really appreciate it. Um, I got 4 bets. I will say this. I had Alex Perez parlayed with the Wright and Silva fight doesn't go to decision. Now I got 2 units straight on a minus 417 on that fight doesn't go to decision. So there that is Mr. Guy saying so no on the boxing. No, I'm good. What is there like a handicapper, predictor, analyst boxing card that I'm not aware of or something like that? So I don't know. All right. Honestly, I do appreciate everybody that stopped by, up to about 280 live viewers right now. If you guys haven't already, please do hit that like and subscribe on the way out. I am damn close to finally hitting that 5,000 subscriber mark. Let me just quickly see here what I'm at now, because it seems like you guys have been helping your boy out. I am 14 subscribers away from 5,000. So if it can hit that notch even before the card starts today, that would be dope as fuck. And I truly appreciate you guys. Yeah, good luck on your bets tonight. Again, next week is the last event of the year. Let's fucking go. Good luck on your bets tonight, and I'll see you guys next week. Let's fucking go.